Hey, good morning, it's Owen Bigland. This is the Inside Edge video blog. This one's going to go out to all the younger people out there, millennials, that are working now and they're somehow thinking, how am I going to get my foot in this Vancouver, this beast known as the Vancouver real estate market. I love Vancouver, this is where I want to be, but it's tough, and I know it is. I've done lots of blogs on it. So I'm going to give you guys a few ideas here. I've done this before, some of them I've done in the past, and to give you some ideas here on how to at least get your foot in the door. I know it's expensive in Vancouver, but I see just as many opportunities today as I did 25 years ago when I first started getting into real estate and buying my first place and started buying my first investment properties. Yeah, prices are way up, but inflation has made up a lot of that. And interest rates, I can tell you, are a fraction of what they were when I first started out. I remember when my interest rate on one of my properties finally got below double digits, got down to 9.5%. I thought I had died and gone to heaven at 9.5%. That wasn't that long ago. Now we can get you a 3-year mortgage fixed for 3.45, 3.5. It's crazy. So I'm going to give you a few ideas here. You know, there was that Twitter campaign that was on here last fall. A few people asked me about it. This hashtag, I don't have $1 million. And it was a cute idea. I didn't really think much of it, though. I mean, some of these people seem to have some sort of, entitlement that, everyone should be able to get a detached home in Vancouver. And it's not the way it's going to work. 20 years ago, you couldn't get a detached home in your 20s in Vancouver either. Nothing has changed. You can do it, but you're going to have to pay the price for it. You're going to have to start young, pay yourself first, start with a condo, and ride the market up. That's how I did it. I don't know anyone in their 20s who's able to buy a detached house ever. You sure couldn't do it 20 years ago either. So, you have to start small. You can't expect to be living in the Four Seasons right off the bat. You start with a Motel 6 and go from there. So I'll give you a few ideas here, and some of these I've addressed in the past, but let's refresh our memories to it here. First off, there's lots of fantastic renovated older one-bedroom units in Richmond, Burnaby, right on SkyTrain that you can get for around $170, $175 that are fully renovated inside. Good units, good stratas, walking distance to SkyTrain if you want to get downtown. Here's a good start right there. Get 5% down, your mortgage payment's going to be about $700 a month. Cheap, probably what you're paying right now or less than renting right now. Another strategy that I've used in the past when I was first starting out many decades ago, you buy a 2-bedroom and you rent the other bedroom and bathroom out to a roommate, a friend. I rented it out of a newspaper. I didn't even know who my roommate was. To help supplement your mortgage. A third one that I did as well, but you need to be cautious on this and you want to make sure you do it right, is you do a co-ownership agreement. So I had a situation where this was about 18 years ago, where a good opportunity represented itself in a 2-bedroom condo in Vancouver as a good long-term rental property. At the time, I had some money saved up, but I didn't have enough to pull this deal off on my own. I had another friend who was also interested in getting into investing and putting some money into real estate. We ended up buying the unit together as a long-term rental. We went to a lawyer and we drafted a co-ownership agreement, which is so important. You want to get this in writing. I think at the time it was about $500 to draft this agreement. You're probably looking at maybe $750, $800. Go to a lawyer and draft it up. We bought it together, split the down payment, split all the expenses and any income that came in. I can tell you the first few years back then, interest rates were at 12 or 13%. We were actually supplementing this unit every month by a few $100s. We had a negative cap rate. But it worked out quite well. 7 years later, my partner that I bought this with decided that he wanted to sell the unit, wanted to take the capital gain we had made so far and do something else with his money, which was fine. I had the first right to buy his share out in the contract, and it was either I would buy him out or we would list the property, sell it, and split the proceeds. In that situation, I had some money saved up. I was able to negotiate a deal with him to buy his share out, and I took possession of the property solely in my name from that point on. So there's lots of areas you can, things that you can do to help get your foot in the door here. I mean, I'm just thinking off the top of my head. I mean, I know fantastic 2-bedroom, 2-bath in Mount Pleasant, Main Street area. They're going to be older buildings, but you can get these in the upper fives. Get a partner. $25,000 down each. That $25,000, you could take advantage of that RRSP homeowners program. If you're a first-time home buyer, you can take out up to $25,000 out of your RRSP penalty-free, and they'll give you tons of time to pay it back and replenish it. Get $25,000 out of your RSP, get a partner, put $50,000 down on a 2-bedroom, 2-bath in Mount Pleasant, get a co-ownership agreement done, you each take a bedroom and a bathroom. Your mortgage payments each would probably be around $800 a month. Far cheaper than what it would be to rent. Now you're in the market, you're riding it up as you go along. So there's lots of creative ways to get your foot in the door. You don't need $1 million to get your foot in the door in Vancouver real estate. You got to be a little bit creative. Take advantage of some of these things. Get a roommate. Buy a small 1-bedroom and fix it up. Get a co-ownership agreement and buy something in Mount Pleasant, a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Opportunities are all over the place. Nothing has changed. People say, 20 years ago, I wish I was around then. I see the same opportunities now that I did 20 and 25 years ago. Sure, the prices are more, but it's all relevant. I'm Owen Bigland. As always, I hope you learned something. You can always reach me at owen@owenbigland.com. I'll talk to you later.